this 2018 Hot Rod magazine did a big feature article over the 426 Hemi. And even the cover, it says, "All hail the 426 Hemi."
Gotcha.
Okay? And I didn't know this because I wasn't getting Hot Rod. These people called me, "Richard, did you know that old race that you had in 1984 is in the middle of Hot Rod?" I said, "What are they doing?" He said, "The whole article is about 426 Hemis." I said, "Well, what's it doing in there?" And sure enough, I've got the magazine right in the middle of it, written by a gentleman named Diego Rosenberg. He told me later they complained so much, some of the Mopar guys, not all of them, I'm sure, about the article that he got fired. So he didn't write for the magazine after that. So it's just taken on an interesting pair of legs because it meant nothing but little guys. Nobody ever heard of any of them that had anything to do with it. It's just the way it all came down that most people know nothing about the races before that. Let me show the genesis of this deal. Muscle Car Review went back to all the old muscle car tests of the 60s and early 70s. And what they did is found Hot Rod, Carcraft, Motor Trend, and all the tests they could find on all the muscle cars. And they went through and found the fastest times reported by reputable magazines. And when they did, they put a chart called the 50 fastest. And that was the only the top two cars was Zora Arcus Duntar's 427 Corvette. And then they had a 427 AC Cobra. Those were two cars. Those were sports cars. Those are two-seaters. The third was the Buick. And then after that were a slew of Hemi Mopars. That's just how it came out. And right, wrong, or otherwise, that's how that was what the chart said. And then one gentleman, Roy Beatty, I found this out later, before even the race was put together, that he wrote in and said Buicks went like they're tied to a tree, and they would be happy to take on any Buick with his 426 Hemi GTX, which was this car here. And I didn't know anything about his challenge. So the editor called me, Donald Farr, and asked me, told me a little bit about it. It was a guy in Tampa, Florida, with a Hemi GTX that wanted to run a Buick GS Stage 1. And told me, a few things. I asked if I would do it. Well, I was impressed. 426 Hemi, I was thinking Sox and Martin and all the big names. And I said, well, if you'll drive it there, I'll race it. Because that's a street car. I don't even own a trailer. So that's what I did. Well, Roy came on our trailer. When I saw that, I said, uh-oh, he was supposed to have driven. But he complained that good gas at the time, which you could get Sunoco 260, he said, I'm not paying $1 a gallon for gasoline. And so he tried. That really had me worried because when you see a Hemi come in on the trailer, you think of Sox and Martin. So I was already there, and we pretty much set it up. I was hot. The car came in. Boy came in on the trailer. He made a couple of passes, and then we got out there and ran, and the rest is history. And it's only if you Google, all you got to put in is Hot Rod, which is the magazine, Hot Rod. We gave Hot Rod Hemi Killer, because that's what they call it. This video will pop up in 5 minutes. The whole thing, including the race with the Hemi Coupe, and which a lot of people don't know about. So it tells the whole story right there, as far as what. It was just an amateur guy that had a shoulder on his shoulder. Back then, if you had a camera, you carried around on your shoulders. They were so big and heavy. So it was just an amateur video. The magazine guys were there taking the picture at Gainesville, Florida. They shut down everything just to do that, the track, just for that race. But we all thought, it was done and over. Nothing would come of it. We didn't dream it would start anything later. So we were just all having a good time.